very, very interesting question. So once you've decided that I'm a startup kar raha hu, I'm becoming an entrepreneur, that is the time when you actually build a grand vision. Building a vision is extremely important. And providing leadership to your team is extremely crucial at that time. So here it is. Here is how it's going to be in reality. You are going to be extremely passionate about your product. And you're going to have 4 or 5 people who work with you as co-founders or maybe your first employees. And there are going to be discussions and plans made and plans executed, which will fail multiple times. At that time, there's only going to be one thing which is going to be crucial, is your vision, which is in the future somewhere, which is going to happen. You providing that again and again, and you providing leadership to your team to make that happen. Because leadership in failure, and by the way, first few months and year or so of your company when you're building a company from scratch, is going to be a lot of failures. Be ready for it. Your leadership at that time is going to be extremely crucial. Once you've actually gotten your team together, how to actually get work done, how to produce results, how to achieve your goals is going to be not only dependent on what your leadership is being provided. आपकी leadership पे depend करता है, plus how much your team's leadership is in play. And creating leaders at that level is extremely important because as you grow as an organization, you're building a company from scratch. आज 5 है, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200. You need to build a leadership layer. And I don't mean by hire leaders. Really build leadership. Create leaders within your organization. Empower them. Let them fail. Let them come back, learn, and do the next level and produce results. That's extremely important also. Every time you'll hear from a founder saying, मैं janitor से लेके CEO का सारा काम करता हूँ. That's awesome in the initial days. But really, think of it like a manager. Think of it like breaking the problem into multiple pieces and actually having dedicated people who are accountable for doing specific things. Even if you're like 3 people in the company and there are 50 things to be done, really have someone dedicated who say, you're responsible for sales. You're responsible for marketing. You're responsible for tech. That's it. And you're driving it. And have that divided. Because that will take your team to the next level because now individually people have areas to excel in and produce results. So it all actually depends on the business and the product you're building. If the business, the product is such which requires a lot or which is something which is low frequency, high ticket item. A Mercedes ki gaadi bechna. Okay. Or you're selling a big server to an enterprise. Then the marketing requirement and the PR requirement is completely different as compared to something like what we do, which is actually sell local deals, which is a high frequency item, low ticket item, done like 4 to 5 times a month. It's completely different businesses. अलग-अलग business अलग-अलग तरह से देखने पड़ेंगे, but very, very importantly, you have to look outward. जितना आप internally देख रहे हो, उतना ही outward भी देखो. How is your company looked at by customers vis-a-vis your competitors, vis-a-vis the incumbents? So already जो 7-8 साल से कंपनी या 10 साल से कंपनी वही प्रोडक्ट सप्लाई कर रही है मार्केट में और आप एक स्टार्टअप हो या नई कंपनी हो जो आके उसको रिप्लेस करना चाहती है कस्टमर्स के माइंड में. नाउ यू नीड टू नो व्हाट दैट इमोशनल attachment is and how you'll actually detach that. That is where marketing comes into picture. That is where branding comes into picture. That is where the messaging comes into picture. That is where your PR comes into picture. All of these are important. However, it all depends on what is the type of product and your target audience you are going after. And tailor make all of these for those. So many times, we've done this also that there is a burst of work which needs to be done and you need external help, external talent or external manpower to get things done. It is okay to do that. However, don't make it a permanent thing. Always create internal talent pool and internal skills to get everything done within the company. Because once a task becomes a core task in the company, outsourced manpower does not have the cultural and emotional attachment to your company to make it successful. As a startup, always keep things internal, create talent pool, create skill set for getting accomplished. Now, there are certain things which you might not have, which might you end up outsourcing. For example, there could be like audits on the finance and HR side. There could be things like digital marketing, where you need certain outside expertise, certain things in designing or branding you might want to outsource. When we're hiring for in our company or a startup, and it's a key hiring, you want to look at is that uh, the person is skilled to do a job, has performed in similar jobs in multiple cycles. Someone who's developing, let's say, an app for us, has he actually been able to do multiple apps or has delivered multiple releases of the same app? That's extremely important. How complex it is and things like that. Many a times people will come to you with a lot of knowledge, but no experience or skill. Be very aware of that. And you want to make sure you're hiring people with skill, passion, and someone who actually works with you to make your company a success, rather than those people who are knowledgeable and gyani. What you want to look at is what are the checks and balances in the company. Checks and balances would ensure that you have the right processes, you know how to measure success in your company. So success measurement will only come through performance. Now, कई बार ना performance को ना confuse कर देते हैं लोग. Performance is confused as okay, what are the results being produced? I want to distinguish performance from results. So performance ना कई बार लोग results को performance से confuse कर देते हैं, and that's a popular belief. What is performance? Dance performance जब हम बोलते हैं, तो हम बोलते हैं कि यार result क्या था? Dance performance is something to be enjoyed about. It's just the actions a performer is taking. So when you look at measuring what your company is doing and how they're doing, measure the performance or the actions by being taken by every individual in the company and how they all collate to build a result. So have your dashboards, have your matrices, and all of those around actions being taken. All of those then result into certain goals which you want to achieve. So have those clear in your mind, set up processes and procedures to ensure that happens. Building a company from scratch is not rocket science. Just follow the procedure and you'll have a rocking team to actually produce amazing results.